Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Just a quick announcement, so go ahead and follow me on patreon.com/bow-and-arrow-tarot to be part of the draw for the Dreams of Gaio Tarot deck giveaway. This deck is going to be given away on August 15th by a random draw of all of my patrons over on Patreon. And all I ask for is just $1 a month donation from you all on that site to help me be able to get more of these tarot decks and oracle decks and do more unboxings and reviews and giveaways. All right. But for right now, thank you so much, and on to the video. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we are going to be looking at the weekly reading for August 11th to the 17th for the sign of Capricorn. All right, my lovely Capricorns. We're going to get right into the romance angel messages for you this week. See what they have to say for the week ahead. All right, first out we have playfulness. All right, recapturing romance by allowing your inner youthful spirit to have fun and shine. True love. This is the romance of a lifetime, Capricorn. And you have keep an open mind. Your soulmate may indeed be different from what you are used to dating or the type of individual you're used to having a relationship with, right? All right. So we're going to go right into the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck and pull out your 3 animal spirits. This is a new addition to my weekly format. I just wanted to, I'm always working on trying to give you guys a richer, experience, a quality reading. And so I felt that incorporating the animal spirits into the weekly will be a good way to see what kind of elements you're dealing with this week, what kind of individuals, personalities, etc. So you may resonate with these animal spirits yourself, or they may resonate as descriptive of someone you're dealing with, someone in your life for this week. All right, unicorn, beautiful. All right, so unicorn elemental ether, that circle is alchemical symbol for ether. Then we have the raccoon. The raccoon's been making an appearance. This is, of course, earth energy. Raccoon's been making an appearance for a lot of the readings this week, interestingly enough. And the octopus. Wow. Okay, messy. Order energy. Very messy, though. Messy relationships, right? All right, so before we get your readings out, let's go straight into taking a look at these animal spirits, right? So the unicorn is interesting because the unicorn is associated with the third eye, of course, which is the 6th chakra. All right, that's the third eye, which is where the unicorn's horn extends from, right? So the unicorn kind of talks about opening up our minds to extrasensory perception, third eye perception, right? And part of that is opening up your understanding and your belief, your faith, as it were, believing, part of being in touch with the spirit is having a belief that you can be in touch with the spirit, right? And so unicorns being so magical as well, it's kind of unicorn energy comes into our lives when we need to have more faith in magic, more belief in magic, when we need to bring magic into our lives a bit more, in a way to connect to the higher, right? Now we have raccoon, which is earth energy. A raccoon is an extremely resilient animal, very handy, very resourceful. The raccoon is one of those animals that, as an earth elemental, very practical, but also just in terms of solving problems, the raccoon can figure anything out. You can solve a lot of different problems. Anything you give to a raccoon, any instrument, where, as it were, the raccoon can turn into a tool, So the raccoon is able to make use of so many things, right, in so many different ways. Very earthy, very helpful, very skillful. One thing about the raccoon, though, is that the raccoon tends to stay in the shadow, all right? It tends to watch from the shadows, right? To watch what's going on before it jumps out. It's not a hasty animal. There's a lot of forethought that's put into things with the raccoon, and they're always watching, right? Now we have the octopus, which is elemental water. The octopus is quite interesting because its tentacles go everywhere, doesn't it? And it's like with octopus energy, we talk about lacking boundaries, right? The octopus, this happens when you have a lot of messy relationships. You have relationships where the boundaries are not clear. You know, you got your tentacles in a lot of pies, basically, right? And so you want to take care. When you have octopus energy, you want to take, you know, it's time to take a look at your relationships. The octopus is indeed very perceptive, right? It's, you know, it expresses itself through color. So it's an extremely emotional, perceptive animal. However, because of the lack of healthy boundaries, oftentimes this perception, it gets you closer to people, but it leads you into messy relationships, right? The octopus entwines himself in other people's business, right? It shares itself without any restraint, right? So this is when you're, you know, telling people too much of your business, or you're poking your nose in other people's business. You know, it's that kind of energy. And it could be that this is coming towards you, or that you know somebody that is behaving in this way. You could be dealing with a friend that is just not staying out of your personal affairs, and it's time for you to put some boundaries in place, right? One sign is that if you are hanging out with someone or spending time with someone, and after being with them, you find yourself being drained of energy, being exhausted, oftentimes octopus energy is at play, okay? It could be that that individual is one of these, you know, we call them energy suckers, right? In a way, people who just take your energy when they're around you. And so you could also be dealing with an octopus elemental. So we have ether, earth, and water. There's no fire or air on the table. And let's get right into your several forecasts. I'm going to be pulling about 6 to 8, around 7 or 8 outlooks for the week. Hopefully one of them will resonate with you, Capricorn, my lovely goat sign. My Venus is in Capricorn, so being a Sagittarius, a fire sign, having a Venus in Capricorn is quite interesting. So, first out, we have 4 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, and we have Page of Swords. All right, so some of you are dealing with money issues, right? 4 of Pentacles talks about worrying about money, worrying about maintaining stability. It can be the card of the miser. It can be the card for greed. But not even so much greed, okay? More miserliness, right? Which is, there's a difference, right? Miserliness. So this can be the person who just works and works and works. It may have started off in terms of working for stability, but now it's gotten somewhat distorted, right? Now, you are worrying. Some of you are worrying about finances. You're worrying about stability. And as a result of that, you're also taking a look at your goals. 7 of Pentacles talks about reevaluating your goals in life because, you know, as far as money is concerned, right? So right now you're feeling kind of unstable. You're feeling a little worried about your financial stability. And so you're reevaluating your goals because of that, right? This is the 7 of Pentacles. So we're talking about material goals and achievements, right? And I think you're starting to, you know, think to yourself, like, which way is the best way for me to go forward here if I want to maintain my stability? I want to be able to accomplish things that are close to my heart, that I feel passionate about, but I also need to make a living, right? And so you're starting to reevaluate that. And as a result, also this week coming in for you, those of you who are resonating with this week you have a person coming into you. They're going to have a little conversation with you about all of this. This could be a new meeting, could be a new person, could also be an old friend, right? Just keep an open mind, remember? Keep an open mind, and this conversation is going to be very helpful in this area, okay? This page coming into you, and they may bring fresh ideas, right? The page brings fresh ideas, brings new ideas, right? And so you may be getting a new perspective on things this week to help you kind of reevaluate your situation. Some of you, Hierophant, Six of Swords, and King of Pentacles. So some of you are dealing with family. You're dealing with family. You're dealing with religious issues, right? You're dealing with issues to do with your culture, your background. The Hierophant is the leader, is the highest authority of your sort of spiritual belief on earth. Representative, anyway, right? And so some of you are certainly thinking about this, right? It's coming into play for you. It could be that your sense of faith is being renewed, all right? For whatever reason, for some of you, your sense of faith, maybe your sense of spirituality, maybe your desire to move more in a spiritual path is being renewed, because as a result of that, you make a decision to journey and to leave where you are at now and move towards more of a harmonious path. I think for some of you, you are taking a path perhaps away from the material plane and more towards the spiritual plane. This is the week for it. You make these kind of decisions this week. And then for some of you, you have King of Pentacles coming in. So there's somebody in your life who's kind of a benefactor, right? Who is supportive of you financially, supportive of your goals and your dreams. And they're coming in as well. And I think that in a way, it's really interesting. I want to say that some of you are moving away from one area of material, one area in the material plane in terms of ideas and projects, right? And you're moving away from it, but you still have someone who's coming in and still wants to support you. So for instance, an example would be like if you are, say for instance, you have a certain profession and you work for a company, right? And for whatever reason, you've had this kind of epiphany recently or this awakening where you've decided you want to take you want to work in a field, or you want to take a path in your career that is more spiritually inclined, right? So you decide to make moves to get away from this company and to maybe work in an area that is more altruistic. Once you make that decision, though, you have somebody coming in who has quite a lot of abundance, who is a great business person, and they are supporting you in your decision. So they may then support you in your new career, all right? And all of this gets discussed this week. The Fool, Four of Wands, and Six of Pentacles. So some of you are certainly starting a new relationship. You're starting a new stage in a relationship with someone, and it's taking a turn for commitment. It's taking a turn towards commitment. True love. Four of Wands certainly indicates true love, but it also indicates making that commitment to that true love, stabilizing that love, right? Because 4 is the number for stability. And so the Fool comes in. The Fool always represents the querent, which is the person seeking answers, which is you, right? So when the Fool shows up, it always indicates that you are really about to start something new in your life. You may be feeling very carefree right now. You may be feeling very, not silly, playful, right? Not silly, but playful, right? But this is indeed a shift. There is still a shift, regardless of how playful you feel or how lighthearted you feel at the moment or free. This is a shift, and it's a shift towards true love. I want to say that maybe some of you have just most recently met your soulmate, okay? However, there is an issue with money coming up, right? And so interestingly enough, for some of you, this may be an octopus scenario where you're with someone, but then also the topic of funds come up, and more importantly, specifically, the topic of your ability to give funds, right? I mean, here you are with Six of Pentacles giving out charity, right? Helping others, helping those who are close to you. Sometimes Six of Pentacles can come up when people look to you for support like that, right? When people look towards you for financial support. So be careful. You may be starting a new relationship with someone, and maybe, you know, you may be feeling very much like this is true love, but just be very careful that the boundaries are put in place in the beginning, okay? Because inherent in this particular spread is the fact that you may be getting involved with someone who you may believe is your true love, but their ulterior motive is really for you to support them financially. And so you want to make sure that those boundaries, especially with octopus energy, those boundaries are established in the beginning. Page of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, and Six of Cups. Wow, okay. Page of Pentacles, so some of you, again, are starting a new business, a new career, or a new job, but you have a lot of worries. You have a lot of anxieties, and you have a lot of anxieties that this new opportunity or going down this path is going to stop you from getting the love that you want or need in your life. I think that this is very much a case. This reading is for you Capricorns who are kind of struggling with this idea of following your career path and also following your heart in love. Capricorns are very single-minded in terms of, you know, they're very career-driven, making money, accruing wealth, accruing status, accruing abundance. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But oftentimes with Capricorn, what can happen is that your love life pays the price for that. You know, it takes a long time for you to find true love. Or when you do find true love, it's difficult to hold on to because you're such a workaholic, right? And so again, some of you are being faced with a scenario where you have yet another opportunity in business, but if you take this opportunity, it may well take you away from someone that you're just about to start a really wonderful relationship with, and you're having anxieties about it. I think this week you're having anxieties about it. Now, this may have happened. You may have left someone for your career or to pursue your career, and now you're regretting it with that Nine of Swords. Or you may be this week just contemplating the two choices, and it's just leaving you with a lot of sleepless nights because you just don't know which way to go. All right. And again, I don't have the answer for you, but this may, for some of you who are resonating with this, you know, the way to deal with this situation is really take yourself away and meditate on your heart. Open up your heart chakra and try to see what your heart truly, truly desires. Because oftentimes when you follow your heart, everything comes along with it. You know, if your heart is really with this person, follow your heart because the money, the career will follow you. Okay. Next up, we have the Moon, Queen of Pentacles, and we have Seven of Wands. So some of you, right, okay, so some things are going on with some of you behind the scenes. You don't know about it. You're feeling very emotional at the moment, right? Anyway, the Moon is all about the emotions, but also there's things happening that you really just can't see right now. You know, it's almost as if there are people working in the shadows in a way. And I think that to you, it may feel like they're working against your abundance, or it may feel to you like they are working against your status or your progress, right? They're working against your progress. Queen of Pentacles is, you know, blood, sweat, and tears. She knows what it takes to achieve her garden, right? And so, you know this as well, but you have this feeling like somebody's just trying to screw you, you know, just trying to screw you out of what you're trying to accomplish, but you just can't quite put your finger on it. And you find yourself this week, as a result of that feeling and how you've been feeling emotionally, just having to kind of defend yourself a lot, right? Seven of Wands talks about being brave and having to defend your position. And I think you just find yourself in that space this week. And remember, Wands is creativity, right? Wands are not a sword, so they're not a weapon. You're not fighting people with weapons, but you're fighting people with your creativity and your ambition, your ability to solve problems, right? In a creative way. And so this week you really feel like this. You really feel kind of you against the world. And again, some of this may be because there's things going on that you really are not privy to just yet. Maybe that next week you become aware of some of that, but this week it's more about the struggle. We have Three of Swords, Eight of Cups, and Eight of Cups and Seven of Cups. Wow. Okay, some of you are coming out of a bad relationship. You've either been cheated on or you have been stabbed in the back in some way. Someone has lied to you and you have turned your back on them. You have decided that it's time to put boundaries in place. Perhaps you were caught up in an octopus kind of connection. Okay, because 8 is the number for boundaries, strengths, and weaknesses. So 8 of Cups, we talk about moving to a higher level of relationship because you're finally putting boundaries in place. You finally put criteria in place and restrictions in place, you know. I mean, we don't accept just anyone into our lives. People need to show and prove, you know. The concept of showing and proving as I don't know, it's almost like gone the way of the dinosaur these days. It's like people will take on relationships just as soon as somebody utters the right words, baby, I love you. And it's like, boom, yeah, okay, you can have me, my life, my kids, everything. You know, really? So it's like, you know, show and prove. And you have gotten to that because you've been hurt very badly most recently. And I think you're a little bit disillusioned by it all. Although you've made that decision to move to a higher plane of connection, and you've decided that it's time to put boundaries and criteria into place for those of you that you're going to accept as a lover, you are left feeling very disillusioned this week and kind of reevaluating your dreams for the future. Certainly your dreams for what type of relationship you want. I think you realize that maybe you've been focusing your energy in the wrong area in a way when finding relationships. Okay, but this is definitely where you're going to be at. For those of you who are resonating with this week, you're definitely going to be left with a feeling of, maybe I need to take a complete break and really look at what it is I want. 3 of Pentacles, King of Wands, and 10 of Swords. This is going to be the last outlook, last forecast. So 3 of Pentacles. Some of you are working in concert with others. You're working part of a project, right? Some of you are starting to get people to come towards you. They want your work. They see your quality of work. 3 of Pentacles is really beautiful. It talks about when you put mind, body, and soul into everything that you do, right? Into your into your profession, into whatever your skill is, right? And people take notice of that. People are coming to you. People want your work. People want to engage you, right? And then you have a King of Wands. It's quite interesting because I don't think this is you. I think King of Wands here is somebody who's looking on you. It could be a family member. It could be a friend, but this individual, this King of Wands, is a very strong, fiery individual, someone who has a track record for success, a track record for being a very good leader. I want to say this is maybe even a strong father figure maybe to you, Capricorn, but they're keeping an eye on you. Right? And they're in your lives. They're keeping an eye on you for whatever reason. And it could be that they reach out to you this week or that you meet with them this week, right? And, you know, for whatever reason, they're very important in your life right now. Because as a result, also this week, you come to the end of a very long and arduous battle. Okay? 10 of Swords talks about finally putting the line under a particular point in your life, which has been full of ups and downs. It's been very, very trying. But now it's over. The result of which, though, is that it's killed the old you. The figure on the ground is representative of the old ego. So Capricorn, you are you're coming out of this phase of your life with a new sense of self, with a new ego. You've gone through some self-realization. Like with any journey that has ups and downs, oftentimes by the time you get to the end of that journey, you're just not the same person anymore. Okay, and this week is a week where you realize that, Capricorn. You may not have realized that before, but you realize it this week. It could be as well that this King of Wands in your life comes into your life to almost like reaffirm how much you've changed. It could be that because you've changed, they've come back into your life. This could be someone that's left your life for quite some time, and now they're coming back because they see the changes that you've made, and you're drawing them back in, okay? Very beautiful energy. And again, if this resonates with you, keep your eye open for this individual because they're coming back into your life, a very important part of your life when you're about to start a whole new stage with a whole new you in a way, a whole new ego you, right? They're coming in at a perfect time, at a very auspicious time, and they absolutely have something to offer you. All right? This is your reading for August 11th to the 17th, Capricorn. Thank you so much for coming by to this video. As always, please like, subscribe, and share. That helps me grow my channel and helps me continue to work on providing you with good readings, quality readings, and resonating readings. If you like this new format, sound off below. Let me know how you feel. For my subscribers and my regulars, you know how much I value your opinion. Let me know if you enjoy this new format. And if you want to look at your main relationship, your soulmate relationship, divine feminine, divine masculine connection, then those videos are up as well. Okay, I've started that series. I started that last week. So for those of you who are already with your soulmate, your outlook is already on my channel for the week. All right, guys. So for right now, I'm going to say Capricorn, I love you. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.